Today, he was just all over the pitch, wreaking havoc. G2 versus Ground Zero, enough talk underway. Starts, Sicky tried to roll that around. It's taken away by Chicago. Chicago carries this one himself. It's broken up by Deca, but a shot turned away by Jules from Rizzo. Already a quick shot from G2. JNAPS has that read. Light pass over across the box to Chicago is broken up.
Oh, that's
breakaway opportunity for Jules. He misses. And Sicky has to turn away. And now it's a race for the ball. Deca back over to it. He gets back over in front of Chicago. Ground Zero. It was a chance that turned into disaster, but they were able to handle.
You gotta run away with a goal like that, especially in this dire moment. This is everything for Ground Zero right now. They need to pull away with the win right here.
It wasn't a good touch from Sicky. Rizzo, the quick pass. It's blocked out, or not blocked out, but just missed just high. JNAPS off the ceiling.
Oh,
stays with it. Rizzo denied, and Jules picks it up. It bounced off the post. Sicky takes this. Here's Deca.
Comes the counter-attack.
Transition. Shot from Jules off the crossbar. No good. Sicky pops it up. Jules on the retreat. He can't follow it up, and Rizzo will clear it away for G2.
Back-to-back goal line saves. You got to be thinking that both these teams should have at least scored once already. This is going to be such a close series.
Already so fast. Up high, Rizzo. Across. Deca has it cleared out to the corner. Sicky caught out by Chicago. Deca having to weave past Sicky for it. JNAPS takes it, and his buddy's demoed as Jules takes it away. Sicky on it close, but Chicago there on the challenge again. Deca back over here for Ground Zero to the orange half. Sicky couldn't find the touch. Another good challenge from Jules. Ground Zero holding their own here in the first 2 minutes of game number one.
JNAPS coming in with space. He has so much space to work with. Ground Zero, they don't want to respect him too much here.
Jules back over to Sicky. Long over to Deca. And Ground Zero, really, if Jules can be on target with two different shot opportunities, they have a lead early against G2. Deca, quick pass, shot! Oh no, it's off the post again! The fourth man for G2 has come out strong today.
And you mentioned it yourself, Jules, the man of the hour, the only veteran on that squad who's been here before. He needs to step up for this Ground Zero team.
Around Chicago, on the pre-flip, got to the ball. But Jules will take control anyway. Around the corner. JNAPS takes it away. Quick follow from Chicago. He's around Sicky. Deca has to take this up. He flips it by Rizzo. Deca fighting JNAPS for the ball. JNAPS trying to play it. Deca has a beat. Deca hits the crossbar. Sicky scores. Finally, Ground Zero breakthrough.
It all came down to the 1v1 here with JNAPS and Deca. Deca popping it perfectly over JNAPS. Chicago thought it was going in, and Sicky coming in with the cleanup. What a way to start.
And this is everything on the line for Ground Zero. G2 don't even need to win the series to get to day 3. They only have to win 2 games. So Ground Zero coming out firing in this first game against G2. Big for them. Plenty of time for G2. JNAPS back to Chicago.
Whoa.
Chicago! Pixel perfect placement. Tie game.
It doesn't get any better than this. Chicago with absolute nutty placement. Upper 90. Instant response.
2 minutes to go. It's been fast. It was scoreless for a while, but 2 quick goals from both squads. Chicago takes this off the kickoff. Deca tries to fight off JNAPS, and it goes to Sicky, but quickly there is Rizzo. And Jules able to throw that out against the backboard, but JNAPS cuts in quick.
You can hear the fan bias in the crowd. The G2 chants, they want their team to win. New Jersey, you gotta get loud, cheer whoever you want on, and hope that they can somehow survive this speed.
JNAPS has the pass from Rizzo. Rizzo coming in, catches it, has to beat Sicky. He rolls around across the back wall. Now to Chicago. Chicago takes that. He's met by Sicky on the breakup, but the shot's still there for JNAPS just above the crossbar. Sicky and Deca knew as they try to clear it out by midfield, but G2, it has been them controlling the pitch. Sicky, a great clear off the pass, and it gives Ground Zero some breathing room.
1 minute on the clock. Everything right now getting thrown for G2. So much pressure already. You can see they're trying to starve them out, but the boost game is really in control so far from ground zero. I don't see too many corner boosts, but that's an early shot from JNAPS. Lots of pressure coming in.
Dangerous Jules, he gets the touch. Had the read off the backboard. Sicky's already downfield. Ground zero gaining half the lead.
Nobody expected this, but ground zero, what a booming clear from the veteran himself. And Sicky is just over there cherry picking and waiting for the little tap in.
And all it took, a monster clear from Jules. And earlier this weekend against Vitality Turtle, a play against Vitality, Jules had to make a save off the backboard. He had to get a read and he missed it. And it sent them, or it gave them a loss, excuse me, against Vitality. This time, he turned it into a goal. He's trying to set up his team here, but ground zero had to retreat. Jules with a demo, but Rizzo still has the ball. Back to Chicago, and it's back over to ground zero's corner. Jules fighting for possession. It's been tough going for ground zero. And a great win from Sicky. Deca across the other side. G2 need one more. Jules, another monster clear. Sicky has to kill it. Rizzo gives his team one more chance. Deca needs this clear. Oh, it bounces off the rim. Not quite over just yet. Deca does it, and ground zero take the first game against G2.
Nobody expected this, especially with the crowd bias, but ground zero comes out here and just completely makes a statement right away. We thought G2 was going to come in with momentum, but Jules, like you said, able to carry it back. He made the mistake earlier, and he's not making it happen this game.
It's just got to have a short memory in Rocket League, and Sicky, both goals belong to him in this game, and the very first goal right here.
I mean, it really just came down to their possession game right there, the 1v1, and Chicago thought he was going to get the double touch. Right there, you either, it's one option or the other. You have to think he's going to go for the save or just hope he doesn't hit it.
And now for G2. G2 handed an upset to Vitality earlier today, and it's ground zero who strike first here against G2. I mean, this tournament this weekend has given us the most competitive Rocket League we've ever seen. The crowd has been amazing. As you see the shot right here of all of them. They're out here, and obviously, G2, huge organization, a lot of fans backing this team. These players, Rizzo, Chicago, and JNAPS, they are beloved members of this community. They're beloved players, and that's why this crowd is so behind them. But ground zero, they're making G2 work for every inch of it. They said, you got to win 2 games, good luck.
And there's so much responsibility, like you said. They're all here, but we're going to get into game 2 of this series. Can G2 bring it back?
For G2, had a lot of really nice possessions, good passing plays. Rizzo's been on the forefront of that, setting up his team for those plays, and really it changed up for G2. Rizzo used to be that, quick pass, what a pass from JNAPS to Chicago. The whole team for G2.
The corner passing from G2 coming out. JNAPS with an early challenge, and then a beautiful pass right to Chicago. Instant just response.
And that's exactly what they needed. 13 seconds in, big goal. Ground zero were the ones to score first in game number 1. Now at the kickoff, JNAPS wins that. Rizzo hunting for the ball around the corner and dumps it in front of the box as Deca clears it away.
G2 are hungry for this win. They've got the crowd behind them. They've got these midfield passing that we've seen so much, and the speed of both teams is getting tested here.
Straight down off the ceiling, the shot's good for JNAPS off Rizzo's challenge, and a quick 2-goal lead for G2.
Look at the response here from JNAPS. As soon as that ball gets popped up, JNAPS is in the perfect position, reads the play just amazingly. Nothing better than that.
Now ground zero. Plenty of time left in this game, but G2, they have built an early lead, and they look to add here. Rizzo getting the demo, but the ball headed back to midfield, and Chicago and JNAPS both with. Sicky takes that one across, and it's knocked away. Chicago dunks one, and Jules. Sicky tries to take it out. Rizzo blocked again by Sicky. Sicky all over the ball. Jules tries to help him out in the corner. G2 forced to come back. JNAPS trying to clear it away, but there's a ground zero player in their face. There it is again in midfield. Sicky there this time. Jules and Sicky working together in the corner. But Rizzo and Chicago and J-Naps, all three members of G2 work to move it down the pitch. Across, but no angle for Rizzo to take. So we'll take the challenge and keep them in the blue half.
And G2 keeping possession so well, threading passes through this ground zero defense, but they are not breaking. They're still down 2 goals. They need to try and transition this forward.
J-Naps, that touch will go back over to Jules. Rizzo waiting for it. He has Sicky beat. Deca now tries to carry it out, but G2 putting on the pressure. Chicago takes that ball off the ceiling. Sicky tries to play it away. He's got to get back to it quickly. He will. That one well touched by Chicago off the back wall. Pass back to Sicky. Sicky met, broken up by J-Naps. Sicky again, J-Naps all over him in midfield. Deca fighting Rizzo for the ball. Chicago, light touch away by a little bit of time for G2 to move back down the pitch. But it seems quieted down for G2's offense.
Right.
Ground zero really haven't been able to get anything going regardless.
And I'm curious to see how oh my goodness, I thought that was going in from Rizzo, how over-aggressive that G2 will be here. A lot of their goals against the Vitality that they conceded seem to be over-aggression, but here they're just pushing forward and Chicago comes through.
It was just shot after shot, throwing this ball up. Rizzo puts it off the crossbar. He couldn't finish that one. J-Naps puts it above Jules, straight off the ceiling and down. Easy goal for Chicago after that. Ground zero gaming. They haven't been able to clear the ball out of their own half. G2 have locked them down. A complete flip from the first game of this set. 2 minutes to go. You're down by 3. Ground zero. It's a tough lead to try to cut down. But you start with a save from Rizzo standing up to keep the scoreline nil for ground zero.
Just a display of skill from ground zero, showing that they are constantly a threat against this G2 defense.
Jules picks this up in midfield, sets himself on the far side to maybe give someone a chance at it, but the ball's G2's. Back the other way, looking for Sicky in traffic. He doesn't have him. Huge demo. Forces them to race back, and he's able to get it over to the corner. That was Sicky. Jules fighting Rizzo now. You see G2, they're collecting all of the boost on the pitch. It's forcing ground zero to scramble. Jules just trying to keep this away. J-Naps on his tail. Chicago moves that in. Ground zero struggling to get a touch. When they do get there, Jules got bumped. He's able to recover, get out of the corner. Well played by Jules, but they still can't clear it out. It's an open net, and Chicago gets it again for G2.
Jules trying to do everything in the corner here. He beats one, but it's Sicky. I believe he got bumped out of the way in the back of the defense. G2 coming out with a physical play here and just completely obliterating this defense and not letting one up this game.
There's just no response from ground zero. They weren't able to. Losing the boost battles on every area of the pitch. And not even on the orange half because they haven't spent any time in the orange half of the field.
And it's an interesting thing. I saw G2 a lot of the times over-aggress. When they would get scored on, it's because they had nobody in net or that last rotation was too slow. And it seems like ground zero are either not opening up those holes and realizing it, or they just aren't fast enough to get the counterattack.
They take it from their own corner. It was a solid start, but G2, this team, this weekend, they've figured out their issues. Chicago has come into this team. It wasn't pretty at first, but here at the World Championship, and even leading up to the World Championship, you still had a lot of questions about G2. And maybe after that first game, but a 4-goal stomp in game number 2. With 20 seconds remaining to head into game number 3. Rizzo, another save. And really, ground zero, they get these chances, they break out of midfield, they can get 1 or 2 shots off, but after that, in G2, they've just been so quick on the passing lanes, they cut everything off ground zero tried to do, and it gives them this win, and we tie this series up. We're going at least 4 for the last game of the day, Turtle.
G2 coming in so strong, and the man of this series match was Chicago, the only person in Rocket League history to have an over 80% goal participation in league play, coming in with 3 goals. What a showing from him.
11 shots for G2, only 4 for Ground Zero. It was literally flipped from the first game. Ground Zero, what is it that they have to do now against G2 after they got a shellacking, a 4-goal stomp?
I mean, it just seems like they cannot find that transition game and win these midfield challenges. I talk about it a lot, but having presence in the midfield is so important, and it's the bump plays. It's almost like with G2, you have to watch every angle because every player on that field for G2 can do so many different things. We got Rizzo going in for, you know, the bump plays and trying to push the defense back. JNAPS can hit any angle, and Chicago can fill any spot on the field and also be such a menace on the offense.
Well, Jules on the side of Ground Zero, he had a couple of really nice touches to give his team a win. And they're going to need him again. Deca and Sicky. Sicky especially. Sicky's been at the top of the scoreboard for both of these games.
Right.
And he's really done great work in the challenge game in this series. But G2 have just been so fast. We've said it in that game 2. Game number 3, though. Going to get underway. Ground Zero going to look to respond. G2. One more wind hurdle for G2. And they're in. That's it. Day 3 will be theirs. One more game for G2. Can Ground Zero hold them at the gates, or will G2 break through? Starts off the backboard. Sicky, met by JNAPS. And now Jules will carry this out. Goes under to get it to midfield. How does he play this now? Jules. Taken away by Chicago. Sicky now in front of the box, up high. Rizzo's there. Chicago follows it up. JNAPS is downfield. Up high against the back wall. So combination play for G2. Doesn't get anything going.
And that's something you see so often is how they go from defense to offense. But oh my goodness, Sicky almost putting it in. But Rizzo can get the save, come in, and then we got Chicago or JNAPS who's feeding it up the field for another player. That's how fast G2 can counteract.
And Ground Zero have to be careful. The accuracy is something that plagued them early in game number 1. They were able to take that game, but that shot from Sicky, it was a tight angle. Jules takes this downfield. Bounces off the crossbar. Sicky takes it from midfield. That shot just wide. Jules now takes a chance at it.
Rizzo's the only one back.
Rizzo barely has any boost. And Sicky, he tries to get over it. Rizzo got under it. Jules across the back wall. Deca now against the corner. Back to Sicky. Sicky to Deca. Deca shot off the crossbar. Beautiful passing plays, but nothing yet. Jules, no boost. And it's thrown away again. Chicago with the save. Is Chicago low boost himself down the pitch. Sicky able to clear it away for him.
And that was such a good opportunity coming out from Ground Zero. The passing was all there, but no finish, especially after getting shut out last game. You gotta know that's hurting, and instantly Rizzo coming back for a response.
Rizzo straight up beats Jules to this ball. Jules jumps up for it. Rizzo says, see you later, I already have it. Easy goal for Rizzo, and easy goal for G2 early in game number 3.
Ground Zero, it's all or nothing for them. They need this win more than anything right now. They've trained so hard, anticipated the Rocket League World Championship, and just like that, Chicago's gonna put another one in.
Chicago picks up this goal. Downfield, Sicky tries to carry this, but 2 members of Ground Zero were up into the air, and it left the net wide open for Chicago off of the win on Rizzo in the challenge. Ground Zero aren't winning these challenges. They have to respect it from G2. Otherwise, the pummeling will continue. That's 6 unanswered goals for G2.
And it's a unique experience to, whoa, is that, okay, I saw that for a second. And Jules,
he gets it.
Hello?
Why not?
Hello?
Why not? Deca, he follows this closely. He gets an incredible pitch. It looks like it tipped off of a G2 car.
I couldn't even comprehend that. I did not. That was the last thing I expected to happen from that corner. But that is a touch from above. That pitch was beautiful. And somehow, Ground Zero could get another one as well.
Oh, Deca, he puts it straight down. Retreating is Jules. It's got to be Sicky to play it off of JNAPS. JNAPS around the corner. Sicky staying with it. Chicago tries to clear it away. Jules is there to deny it. JNAPS across the backboard. It's not a great clear. And a save from Rizzo. Retains the lead for G2. Sicky, the carry, blocked by JNAPS. JNAPS back over to Chicago, and G2 get a chance to breathe for about a second, because here comes Sicky, high against the backboard. Sicky blocked by Rizzo again.
And the bumps coming through from Ground Zero. I was just about to talk about their new land experience and only having one veteran on the team, but it's not affecting them in the slightest. They are just non-stop giving it everything they have, not letting anything demoralize them.
Corner, Jules fighting two G2 attackers. Sicky. Clear that's met by J-Naps in midfield. And now back down to Ground Zero's corner. G2 in 2 minutes. If they retain the lead, they head to day number 3. And Rizzo pass. Oh, in Chicago, he can't put it on target. That's a tight angle, straight off the ceiling. Chicago's there again. Tease it down for Rizzo. Rizzo can't commit. Jules is right on top of it. Rizzo squares up, gets by one. Sicky, he beats him on the challenge. He's over another G2 defender, but Chicago puts it high against the backboard. It's higher still against the backboard. Deca back over to Sicky. Transition for Ground Zero. What do they got? A clear for Chicago.
That's all they got. They need to try and thread more passes here. Just honestly, clear after clear from Ground Zero on the speed. They're getting outpaced, and here we see another opportunity.
Oh, it bounces out of the net. Chicago couldn't score. What was that? What was that? A pixel separated the goal from G2. It could have been the insurance, but they're denied, and Ground Zero still have life.
1 minute left. Ground Zero can pull this one back, but Chicago says no and is just trying to save everything. Rizzo as well getting goal line saves. Will it be enough?
Ground Zero trying to force the top of the net. They're trying to sneak it in right below the crossbar. They've hit it so many times in this game alone. 46 seconds remain for Ground Zero to score this goal. Deca around the corner. Knocked away by J-Naps. Across the box, Rizzo just staying with it, killing more time off the clock. Chicago locking it down again, scrambling. Rizzo keeps it away. Jules downfield. Can Ground Zero capitalize here? Midfield boost stolen from Deca. Deca misses the challenge against J-Naps. J-Naps doing everything himself. The knapsack supreme. Rizzo scores. 3-1 G2.
J-Naps. Are you kidding me? So much defensive ability. We've seen him do so much offensive striking, and that just shows how capable he is on every side of the field. That was all J-Naps there.
If you are Ground Zero, you need to score with time left. There's Sicky. No. He almost does it, but Rizzo saves the day yet again. Rizzo has been a defensive mastermind, a wizard, a maestro. Jules, it doesn't matter. It's knocked away. Time expires, and G2, after game number 3, they're headed to day 3 without even having to win the series. An incredible game number 3 performance. Ball still in the air. Finally, Jules, he picks this one up. Deca moving it downfield. Ground Zero looking for a goal. G2 will deny them.
And look at just the relief from G2 finally realizing that they have made it to day 3, but that doesn't mean the series is over.
Not at all. Ground Zero still, it has been an absolute fight. The differential in goals has not been high, except for that game number 2, G2, they ran away with that one. This one, I mean, Ground Zero had their chances, Turtle.
Right.
They hit the crossbar. I think about the very first goal that they had a chance at was Sicky. He hit the post. This right here.
And the last second save from Rizzo. I can't even get over this, but J-Naps right there doing everything he can. And it's important to notice that we saw in the Vitality series, J-Naps was a defensive machine, and then Rizzo just popping it in. Wow.
He was so good against the backboard, the back wall. He always got it away. And G2 on the defensive end, they're just gelling so well as a team. Everyone is in the perfect position to find each other. The passing lanes are open. They're controlling the pitch. They're doing everything right in this series. Ground Zero, they've had a couple of chances. If they can shore up the accuracy issues here, they can still have a chance in this series. They need to get on target. In the crowd, you see the Pog champ in the back there. Pog champ, the emote on Twitch. Fantastic. I love all the signs we see in the crowd, but game number 4. Ground Zero started off this series like they did against Vitality. They won that first game, and then they could never get it back.
And if we see any pitches like we saw in that corner earlier, you know Ground Zero are going to come through with everything they got still. They don't give up. It's like they just do not concede a huge match by a big goal differential. It just seems like they keep fighting, and that's so impressive, especially coming out from the new land players.
Sicky, his carry is taken away. Chicago up and Rizzo there. Jules has that. And off the backboard, Deca punches it back over to Sicky. Sicky following that close. G2 just off the ceiling. J-Naps around the corner now. Rizzo, another demo on the Deca. Chicago challenged by Sicky on the play. Rizzo now moving it downfield. A slow first minute on a third demo from G2 here in the first minute. The shot over, it's blocked by Deca. Rizzo, he's now off the ceiling. Rizzo straight down, and no, it's denied. They're able to get it away, but only to midfield as J-Naps plays it back in.
You know Rizzo's feeling confident when he's going off the ceiling.
It's just that's the kind of zone you're in right now if you're G2. It can't get much better for them with Sicky. He puts it in. He wasn't able to flip to make the save at ground zero. They score first.
J-Naps unfortunately clear, but Sicky coming through, and I think that was Deca almost trying to bump Rizzo. It could have interfered with his vision, but Sicky putting it through. Ground zero coming in strong in this game here. That's what you want to see. This is everything on the line for ground zero.
Deca. That one popped up high. J-Naps back over to Rizzo. Rizzo off the back wall. Rizzo can't put it in. Chicago denied by Deca. That one up high against the backboard. Chicago tried to come back around to it. Had he had a little bit more boost, he might have been able to angle himself. Tough. Rizzo. The short hop air dribble sets up J-Naps. Back to Chicago. What a pass. And Sicky clears it back downfield. It's going to be a goal for ground zero.
And the over-aggression from G2 comes out here. Sicky again being a huge punisher so far in this match. Putting one in all the way across the field. Rizzo's trying to chase it back. But ground zero, they know that they've got to put it all here.
This is their last game in groups. They have to keep fighting until the very end. Score as many goals as possible. Rizzo. Challenge knocked up, and Rizzo has another. He picks up a goal for G2. They cut the lead in half.
Off of a self-pass off the ceiling. Rizzo so fast to get in the air. Sicky was just slow on his feet, waiting there, trying to see if Rizzo would even get a hit. And Rizzo says, nah, I'm going to use this time, and instantly pop up again.
And plenty of time left for G2 to tie up the game, but a great kickoff for Deca. Rizzo, another save. Chicago kicks this away, and is this G2 in their final form, Turtle?
You know what? It really feels so involved with every player, so you can't help but think that this is exactly how they want to be playing, and they're just feeling peak performance right now. And look at the passing coming out from G2. J-Naps almost finishing off a great passing series there.
And you know who's got to feel really great about this? Ground zero, still with the lead, but J-Naps has to feel just incredible about his performance today in both of these series. You know, a lot of fans, they really question J-Naps and whether he could return to knapsack form. And he's just shown that again. Here's G2, they tie the game. J-Naps, you say his name, he scores the goal, Turtle.
You know what? He didn't finish off the last passing series, but now here he is again. Another great passing play from G2, getting everybody involved. And this is the G2 we want to see. But ground zero, they're still in it.
They are still in it. It's just down by 2 goals. G2, they scored 2 unanswered against them. It's so hard to keep this G2 squad down. Chicago just missing. And ground zero started out this series just playing their hearts out and still playing with everything that they have here to try to take this series against G2, force a game 5.
And the hustle is all there from ground zero. It's just, at what point do we see a lot of over-aggressive from G2 to the point where ground zero can only put a lot of shots in where they're capitalizing, and oh no!
Huge miss.
I think that was a miss.
I believe it was. Jules tries to take this at first. Chicago has it easily read, and it was Sicky who tried to flip, just flipped a little under the ball as it bounced above him, and G2 have the lead. Late here in game number 4, they look to close things out. Ground zero, a double demo from Rizzo.
What?
Pick it up to J-Naps, back over to Chicago. Almost does him dirty, but doesn't pick up the goal. It's saved. J-Naps plays it slow. J-Naps pops it up. It's saved by Jules. Ground zero still have a chance in game number 4.
Just
catching this.
Absolute chaos on the field right now. The double demo from Rizzo. These passing plays coming out, and then you see Ground Zero try and punish G2 when they overcommit, but they need to start threading something together as a team, and they just double commit, and J-Naps comes in and punishes them and says, "No, what? I'm not going to let you do that."
Yeah, trying to recover, trying to get back to this. Jules comes off the wall and flips in front of it. Sicky, his angle just a little too far in front of the ball. He couldn't find it, so 2 whiffs lead to a goal for G2, and 4-2 with a minute left. The way G2 look, this may be it. That insurance may be all they need.
Ground Zero crumbling right now, but that's a great win from Jules. Need to continue off of some kind of momentum and get it rolling somehow.
Oh, a light shot for Sicky. He picks up another goal. Sicky pulls within 1 here for Ground Zero.
As soon as I start talking about it, Ground Zero picks something up off of this awkward play from J-Naps in the net. A bit of a weird issue there, but Sicky able to capitalize and is in the right spot at the right time.
And 49 seconds left to tie it up. Rolling off the ceiling. J-Naps, a great pass from J-Naps. Another goal for Rizzo. G2 clicking on all cylinders. Just a muscle car of power on this team.
Even with over-aggression, they still come through, respond directly with passes. This G2 is feeling it right now.
Just one cohesive unit. Up by 2 again. G2 started today with an upset against Renault Vitality, where few gave them even a chance against that team. Ground Zero comes out, says this game isn't going to be easy either, and it wasn't easy. But even still, G2 have dominated the pitch. A quick pass out, J-Naps will knock it away. And heading into day 3, there might be a lot of people saying, watch out for G2, watch out for J-Naps, watch out for Chicago, and watch out for Rizzo, because this team is on fire.
Just a possession game from G2, running around all over the field, feeling confident. I want to see if they can continue this momentum and carry it through. It's not looking the best for Ground Zero. 11 seconds left, but they gave it their all. You got to respect the hustle from them.
Absolutely.
And what?
So competitive there. Sicky gets
These
that
goals,
off.
man.
It is crazy, but 6 seconds. Going to be a hard task for Ground Zero to make that happen. Again, G2, maybe after that first game, like, all right, that's the you know the meme where the guy's sitting in the chair and then he leans forward.
Oh, yep.
That was G2. Since the start, they're like, we got to win 2 games. They're like, all right, time to kick it into high gear. And that's exactly what G2 did. Time expires. The ball hits the ground. G2 wins. They move to day 3. Give it up for G2.
Everybody on the pitch for G2 connecting, threading passes, like I've said so many times. That's the theme of it right now. G2 are just clicking. It seems like everywhere on the field, they know the communication, I think, is probably the most important thing for G2 right now. If you can connect passes like that and you know positionally where everybody is, that's all communication.
And I'm really impressed with Ground Zero's speed in that series. Sicky especially, he had 4 goals in that last game, but with Sicky, he was at the top of the scoreboard every time for this team. He won so many challenges for them, got them set up. Jules played a good part, but again, it's just inconsistencies plague them in the end, and they couldn't put it together against G2.
I mean, it was just frustrating to see because you wanted Ground Zero to break out of their own half without having to expose, you know, an over-aggression or a loophole in G2's offense, because it seemed like every goal Ground Zero got, especially towards the end there, was just, you know, overcommitment from G2. It didn't seem like a spark from Ground Zero that would carry momentum forward.
Yeah, they couldn't find consistent possession in the other half of the field, on G2's half of the field. in that first game, it really, okay, if Ground Zero are going to play this aggressive game, these passes, they're putting it together, but it was also the inaccuracy issues. It killed them. They were hitting the post, hitting the crossbar. If they change it by inches, if they shoot just by inches, this could have been a completely different series.
It was so close. The hustle, the commitment, everything. And they didn't let G2 just run away with the game. I'm really, it's a respectable, huge respect to Ground Zero in that performance.
You know, G2, they win their group. They head to day 3. Golden Boy is down with JNAPS. Let's take a hearing of that.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. And JNAPS from G2 Esports. G2 reigns supreme. And JNAPS, my man, you guys have such incredible synergy. Everyone gets a touch on that ball before it makes its way into the goal. How is that something, because I asked Rizzo this before, is that something you guys just try and prioritize, right? Just tossing that ball back and forth? Why do you do that? Why do you play to that style of play?
I think in league play, we really played to the other opponents, and we really looked at them in replays and stuff and tried to counteract their play style. But it wasn't really working too well in regionals, and we basically just try to play our own game now and just focus on ourselves. So
now, Ground Zero, formidable opponent indeed. You guys fell in a game. What happened in that one? What happened in the game that you guys lost?
I think they just came out really hot. We tried to do the same, but they just caught us off guard.
Fair enough, fair enough. Now, moving on to tomorrow, you are going to play against PSG, and they've looked pretty good so far. Of course, North America has been pretty dominant, I would say, throughout the weekend. Thoughts on that PSG game? How do you feel it's going to go?
A lot of EU teams are saying like PSG is the best team this season, so we're kind of nervous, but if we just play our game, I think it'll go well.
Anything you want to say to the folks here, family, and all the individuals here cheering for the knapsack?
Yeah, thank you all, and have a good time.
All right, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate your time. Guys, give it up one more time for JNAPS and G2. Send it back over to Leaf and the desk.